Hey, you two, welcome to another episode of Nights with Ricky. I'm your gracious host, Ricky Reeves, once again, and we're going to talk about erectile dysfunction tonight. Erectile dysfunction is a very serious thing for every man, especially when you get past the age of 35. Sometimes it could be even younger. You can even be in your 20s and have erectile dysfunction. But I'm here to tell you ways that you can avoid this simple, terrible. It's just a terrible. I call it a terrible disease. But there's ways you can avoid this, and I'm going to give you some very good things you could do. For one, watching pornography. You should limit watching pornography. If you watch a lot of it, watching pornography is going to mess up your timing when you get ready to have sex. And then watch pornography, you're going to be thinking of those images when you're with the actual woman. That actual woman most likely ain't looking like that woman that you were just seeing getting pounded out. I guarantee it. And that's going to mess up your timing. It's going to mess up your rhythm. And it's going to make you go, it's just going to make you lose all your girth and everything. So definitely limit that, if you can. I don't see nothing wrong with watching it, but don't be watching excessive amounts, and don't be having an illegal amounts of it on your phone or nothing like that. Or if you got tapes, DVDs still, you might need to see a doctor. I'm just saying. But I would just say limit that. That'll help with your time. Another thing you could do, drink lots and lots of water. Water is the key to everything. Make sure you get that, designated amount of water that you need in your body every day. They even have containers that tell you, I think it's could be 96 ounces, of water. Yeah, I think that's the amount they want you to have every day. Make sure you have your body hydrated, because if you're hydrated, everything's going to work the way it's supposed to work. If you sit up here and you're not drinking water, but you drink a lot of soda and you ain't drinking water out of it, well, that sugar's gonna mess up some stuff, and that could lead to diabetes and stuff like that. You don't want that either. And you definitely want to just make sure you have a lot of water. And stuff you can also eat too is vegetables. Lots of vegetables and stuff like that. That'll also help it too. But that water is very key. That helps flush out all kind of just nasty toxins and stuff. And it'll keep that shit working. It'll keep you working really good. And it'll be just automatic. You ain't got to even take no pills or nothing. But lots and lots of water. Make sure you hydrate. Because I'll tell you one thing. If you eat greasy foods and you ain't drinking a lot of water, you're gonna have one of those disappointed nights. Your dick's gonna fail you one night. And I've had my dick fail me, a few times. And I was like, damn, what the fuck? What the fuck? I do everything right. I work out, I run, I do all this stuff. Well, I'll tell you why I failed. Eating greasy foods, too much soda. Those are two bad things to have. And when you have those things, and I wasn't drinking water at those times, and what do you expect my thing to look like? It's gonna be mush. It's gonna be gooey, just like that food I just ate. And it took me, a few times to figure that out. But once I figured it out, hey, it was all clear from there. So definitely avoid greasy foods. Or just think about this. You will want your thing to look like a cucumber, as strong as a cucumber looks. So if you eat those all the time, I guarantee that's what your thing's going to look like. But if you eat a burger all the time, or you eat, greasy ass, oily tacos and pasta, them things is good. I ain't saying they ain't good, but they is good. But if you eat that shit all the time and you ain't drinking no water behind it, or any kind of vegetables going with that, trust me, you're going to look, that's how it's going to look, and that's how it's going to perform. And, don't be surprised if she goes and invests in a toy you know, because there's some women that don't want to cheat, but they will invest into a toy. They ain't gonna go out there and cheat, but they will invest into a big black box or a boss something, some kind of toy. She will invest in that. So if you don't want your feelings hurt like that, avoid those kind of foods. Like, you can enjoy those foods, just don't eat them like all the time, overindulging in it. You know, and just an enjoyable amount. You know, you should be all right. Foods that you should eat, and I did mention this a little earlier. I said vegetables, but the ones that you really should eat: beets, cucumbers, and watermelon. Those three right there are very, very, very key in eating. You can also throw celery in there too. Like, if you ever notice, you go to a wing place, especially at Buffalo Wild Wings, they always got us carrots and celery right there. They give that to you right there. I see so much that shit get wasted, and I'd be like, this is the most important part of this meal, period. If you eat that stuff, that's going to help you keep not only them carrots, keep them eyes working, but themselves keep that dick working too. But I make a certain thing. I call it the throttle, and I might even put this in the description of what it is if you didn't jot this down or not. But I take beets, cucumbers, watermelon, and celery, and I blend all that together. I juice all that. I juice it and then blend it all together, and I call it the throttle. If you drink that and you have water as well, give it at least, I'll say, a week and a half. You will feel a total difference in your erections. They'll be strong and solid as a rock. And you'll be confident, guaranteed. You ain't got to go buy those Hims, those Blue Chews, those Lemons Aids or something. This stuff works, trust me. And plus, with those pills, they got side effects, long-term side effects. Them shits work, but they got long-term side effects. You don't want fucked up kidneys, a fucked up liver. You don't want none of that stuff. So definitely avoid all that stuff at all costs if you can. But that's up to you. But I'm just giving y'all some tips how to avoid this, because this is a very touchy subject for any man, especially if you're going through it. But this is like, hey, you know, I'm allowing you to understand that I know what you're going through. But, you know, I've had a few bad nights. And this is one thing every man should know. Your dick will fail you sometimes, if you allow it. It's all on you at the end of the day. You know, I mean, it's plain and simple. And don't ever, you know, feel bad about it. Just dust yourself off, try again. And how about you just listen to a few of these tips? And I mean, it'll take you pretty far, especially with this particular subject. You know, working out is key as well. You know, running miles, going about. You know, swimming is great for it. You know, boxing. You know, I used to box. Boxing is very good for it. You know, because that's got endurance. Anything that's endurance based definitely should do, and that will reflect it too. I mean, you're killing two birds with one stone, pretty much. You know, also doing yoga. Yoga is very good, and then breathing correctly. You want to practice breathing, making sure you breathe correctly. You know, those things work. Now, another thing that will work, if you just want a quick fix and it's more healthier than taking those pills, you could go do a hyperbaric chamber. That shit will give you so much oxygen that it's like breathing life into everything you are. And it breathes life into that too. And they're pretty reasonable prices. You could check them out on Groupon and stuff like that. But I've done it a few times, and I know it's a complete difference. Not only there, you know, my thought process was faster, but I noticed it down there too. That shit was solid as rock, and I didn't have no hesitation. And actually, I had a greasy ass like meal that like a few days before that, and it didn't even affect that. It was that hyperbaric chamber, that oxygen in there, because you're in there for at least an hour. You could be in there longer, but it's very good thing to do. And hey, I'm just giving you my little thing so you can avoid erectile dysfunction. It's something that you don't want to have. But if you have it, hey, there's ways you can get out of it. The same way you got in it, it's the same way you can get out of it. Remember that. So, hey, that's just my little take on erectile dysfunction. And definitely make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you to all the returning subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you to all the new subscribers or anybody that just came across my video. Definitely subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to keep trying to put out just content and keep doing this. So until next time, be safe out there. Keep wearing your mask. And, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.